Here we go. Hi, everyone. We're super happy to have you with us tonight. This is one of my favorite classes, Cooking with Essential Oils. So I think you're really going to enjoy it. And some of you have already are doing this with your essential oils. So we're going to go ahead and meet everybody here. We've got one more person coming in here. And let me go ahead and mute everyone. But feel free when I ask questions, if you want to share in the class, if you want to answer our questions, feel free to do that, because we would love to hear your input. Those of you who are already cooking with the Young Living Vitality Oils. So there are a bunch of reasons that this should be something that you want to do. So why would you want to use Young Living Essential Oils, the Vitality line, to cook with? So you might want to grab a piece of paper and make some notes, because this is an awesome class. And the information we're going to give you might come a little fast. So here we go. Okay. First of all, we all know that Young Living essential oils have health benefits. So that is one main reason that you want to use your essential oils when you're cooking. So why not just get all the benefits of the essential oil of the herb or the citrus that you're using? You want to get that benefit. And you can do that if you put it into your dish after you're done cooking it. So if it's a kind of dish you can mix in later, you're going to get those health benefits. Say it's the kind of an herb that you can't put in after, or in the recipe you have to be able to put it in before you cook. Well, you still are going to benefit by using the Vitality line. The reason is you're going to save money. So have you ever bought a bunch of cilantro and you use this much of the cilantro in your cooking or your recipe, and then the rest is sitting in the back of the fridge, you end up throwing it out? So if you have the Young Living Cilantro Vitality Oil, it's there when you need it. You just throw that in your guacamole, either a drop or less, and then you have that benefit. Who knows what this is for? Any of you guys know what this is for when we're talking about cooking with essential oils? Go ahead, Mary Lee. Oh, you got to unmute yourself. I think adding up.
I heard Joanna say, and this sounds so ridiculous to me, you just take the tip of the toothpick. And then what do we do with it? I don't know.
Okay, go ahead, Pam. Help her out.
Who knows?
Okay, thanks.
You put, all you need is just that much of the toothpick for whatever you've made, because it's so strong.
Absolutely, yeah. So these little bottles the Vitality line comes in, they hold 90 drops. So that's why this is oregano. So when you want oregano, you just take your toothpick, there's a little hole here, stick it in the top, and then you have the oregano here, and you swirl it in your dish. That is the benefits of the toothpick. Now this smells amazing because it smells like oregano. Okay, so I don't know if you all know that Young Living has this option, but let me go ahead and show you an option of something that Young Living has. Let me go ahead and find it for you here. And then we're going to turn this over to Rochelle, and she's going to give us some recipes and other goodies that she wants to share with us. But Young Living has an entire kit. Say you haven't started yet with the Vitality oils and cooking with Young Living, and you want to do that. So this is a way that you could get started. Can you guys see that? This is the Vitality Dietary Oils Culinary Kit. So it comes with 6 different bottles of the Vitality oils. So I'm going to tell you about those bottles and what you can do with them. It comes with everything you see here. It comes with those utensils, it comes with the bowl, and it comes with a cookbook, which is really nice because cooking with oils is a little different. So that's why I thought you might want to take some notes tonight. So this is called the Vitality Culinary Kit. And Rochelle, is this something you got? Nope. Okay. Somebody I know got started with this. They got this kit. So here's what you want to do with these oils. I'm going to just go ahead and tell you about them. I don't have all of them in the proper size like you would get them, but one of them, I do have a Vitality peppermint. This is a 10 mil, so they come with 5 mils. So the peppermint, what would you use peppermint for? First and foremost, let's start easy for those of you who are not chefs like me. Brownie mixes. If you have a brownie mix and you put about 10 drops, 5 to 10 drops of peppermint in that brownie mix and bake it, those brownies are outstanding. They are out of this world. So that is my favorite. This is my favorite thing to cook with. Anything chocolate, you can put the peppermint in. So if you have where'd my little toothpick go? If you have a cup of cocoa, you can stick your toothpick in the top, in that little hole. You want to stick it down in that hole. So Mary Lee will help you out there. Stick it in that hole. You're going to get a little bit of peppermint on the wooden toothpick and swirl it in your hot chocolate or your cocoa. Outstanding. So peppermint. What else can you do with peppermint? You can make peppermint tea, peppermint ice cream. You can make anything with chocolate. The peppermint is a beautiful addition to it. And even citrus dishes, you might want to add a little peppermint to it. So peppermint is one of the oils that come in that Vitality kit. Another one you're going to get is orange. I don't have the orange, but I think Rochelle is going to tell you a little bit about this. But the orange Vitality, the 5 mil, comes in that kit. So orange, anything sweet, you want to think about adding the orange oil to. Number one, what about a glass of water? Your Vitality orange drop can go in your water, and then you have orange flavored water, no sugar, no junk. It's just good stuff for you. You can also put it in cookies. You can put it in smoothies. A lot of people like just a tad of orange Vitality oil in their smoothies. How about a marinade or some kind of Asian cooking dish? Orange is good in that. So sweet and savory dishes are great with orange. What about granola? I don't know if you all make your own granola, but that's what I'm deduced to doing now because I went shopping and all the granola is too sweet. I like the Young Living granola, but it's been out of stock so long. So all I do is take some oats and take some honey, take the raisins I put in after I bake it, just oats, old-fashioned oats, honey. You can even put some carnation dry milk in there, kind of holds it together a little bit more. And what else do I put in and nuts are nice, and just bake it a little bit, just brown it, pull it out, throw some raisins in there and orange, just a drop of orange. And then you have a really nice, and some cinnamon. You also get cinnamon with this kit, are nice additions to your homemade granola. So that's something you might want to use the orange for. Pancakes, you guys make pancakes? Try a swirl of orange in your batter. Waffles, orange is good in that. So these are some ideas. And if you make cheesecake, a swirl of orange or a drop of orange in there might be nice. So maybe 2 drops, even if you're making a cheesecake. So that's another oil that you're going to get with that Vitality kit. Cinnamon. Some of you all have some of these oils too, but cinnamon is a beautiful oil in so many things, mostly sweet things. So cinnamon is like a very warm oil, so you don't want to put too much of it in there. But what if you're baking bread? A drop of cinnamon would be great to have in your bread, muffins, oatmeal. If you're cooking oatmeal in the morning, hot oatmeal, cinnamon is a nice addition after you've cooked it. Like I said, you're going to get the therapeutic benefits. Cinnamon is great for helping the body to balance. So cinnamon is something that you want to think about. Cookies, cakes, waffles, cinnamon. And again, maybe you want cinnamon cocoa or hot chocolate. You can tell I like that as a drink. So cinnamon is a nice addition to a lot of things, the Vitality. Where is my oregano? Here we go. Oregano. We know what this does for the body. What's been running around. We've been using a lot of oregano. So if you can put it in after you're cooking, if you're making a tomato sauce, this is the first thing I think about, oregano. So throw some oregano in there after you're done cooking your tomato sauce. Why buy? I mean, when we lived in Africa, I always made my own sauce, but now I buy jars of sauce, but they're boring. So add some garlic and add some cinnamon or oregano to the sauces that you've already bought. So oregano is a really nice one. Anything Italian, if you're making a meatloaf, add some oregano to your meatloaf. What else? Chicken dishes are good. Marinades are good. What about a pesto sauce? Would you like some infused vinegar? Oregano. You could infuse some balsamic vinegar with oregano. I mean, these oils have so many uses. And like, if you went to buy fresh oregano, how much would you pay? And then how much would you use? So if you have the Young Living kit or the Young Living oregano, you just use a swirl or you use a drop, and there's 90 drops in here. So this is going to be with you forever. When you need oregano, when you need cilantro, when you need cinnamon or orange, it's right there. You don't have to go out and buy these things, but it'll always be with you. The oils don't go bad. I mean, so you have them forever. Here's another oil that comes in that kit, rosemary. So rosemary is beautiful in so many dishes for your savory cooking. Italian dishes, again, you might want to put a swirl or a drop of rosemary in there. Meatloaf, chicken. Here's an interesting fact that also lavender comes with this kit, that rosemary pairs nicely with lavender when you're cooking. So you might want to think about that. There's also rosemary is nice in stews when you're baking fish, even in some breads. You could put, if it calls for fresh rosemary, you could just put a drop of rosemary in there. Stuffing and even roasted vegetables are very nice with rosemary. And last but not least, lavender. I don't have my Vitality lavender, but lavender, the Vitality 5 ml comes with this kit. What can you do with lavender? How can you cook with lavender? Well, first and foremost, in the summertime, people love lavender lemonade. So you could put a drop of lavender in a big bucket, big glass pitcher. There you go. That's the word, pitcher of lavender. Lavender lemonade. There we are. Also other sweet things. What about at night, if you want to relax before you go to bed and you have some tea? What about a swirl of lavender in your tea just to calm you down? We said it pairs nice with rosemary and marjoram. You can use it in chicken dishes. You can use it in turkey. What about lamb lavender if you're a person who bakes those kind of meats? Also with blueberries, if you're making some kind of a dish, like today I had strawberries, blueberries, and cream. Well, we could add lavender to that. And last but not least, we know lavender pairs beautifully with chocolate. So if you ever are making a chocolate dish or even melted chocolate into some kind of a chocolate candy, try a swirl, a drop of lavender. So how many of you guys have done some of these things? Go ahead and tell me your input. Anything? Go ahead, Mary Lee.
The oregano, be very careful. One drop might be too much, because I tried the one drop one time and it was much too much.
Here we go. Remember, start with a swirl. You can always add more, but you can't take it out. Yeah.
Yeah, be careful with that.
Oregano and the lavender, they're both very strong. So start with swirls.
But I know it's very good for you. That's very, very good for you. Yeah.
Absolutely. Excellent. Anybody else want to share something they've done with some of these oils? What I just told you, there's endless. I've got like 2, 4, 6, 8, about 12, 15 more Vitality oils here I could tell you about, but I just want to leave it at this. Melinda, what have you done?
I made a pot of beans recently, and I was trying to make the beans that they have at Rubio's with the black pepper. So good. Now, I didn't know that you have to put the oils in at the end, so I put it in early, and it wasn't really, like, you couldn't hardly taste it. So, the first time, oh my God, the first time I made the beans, I put in whole peppercorns, thinking that they'd cook down. They don't. I kept getting mouthfuls of peppercorns. So the second time I tried it with the oil, and next time I do that, I will put the oil in at the end.
So you still get the taste if you put it in the beginning. It's just whatever it would do for your health, you're not going to get.
No, the flavor wasn't as strong though. I was
Yeah,
okay.
so just add some more. I mean, sometimes like with the brownie mixes, I've done too many. I think I did 20 drops one time. Woo, that was too much peppermint in the brownie mix, but somewhere between 5 and 10. So just if you, especially if you're baking something like that, you can always add in a little bit more at the end after you've baked it if it's not enough. Thanks. How about Danielle? What have you done?
Well, like you, Chris, I buy the jar sauce. I have made fresh sauce, but it's been a while. But the oregano, and it's true, you just need a little drop.
Yes.
So it's completely different than the dry oregano, the spices you buy at the store. It just gives it a whole different taste. And then you have the fresh garlic and whatever else you're putting in it. And it's Shell will tell you she don't really do spaghetti and stuff, but she'll say, "Oh, I make good spaghetti." So
Nice.
that oregano in the spaghetti or any type of red sauce is really good.
Perfect, perfect. Thank you. Yeah, so there was another picture I wanted to show you guys. It was about this vitality kit. It just shows, it explains a little bit what's in that vitality kit. It's the cinnamon, lavender, orange, oregano, peppermint, rosemary with a stainless steel bowl and a lid. And then it has these 4 utensils, the cookbook and a bamboo. Oh, I forgot to tell you about the bamboo oil rack where you can put these oils on it. Okay, so that's an idea for you, maybe for your monthly order or a gift for somebody you want to get. It's a really nice thing to have around. If you have some of these oils, maybe some of the other ones would be interesting for you to add to your collection. Okay, I'll tell you a little bit more at the end, but we're going to turn it over to Rochelle. She's going to be our chef tonight. Go ahead, Rochelle.
Okay, so before we get started, hey everybody, I had something I wanted to share with you really quick. You might want to do a screenshot. We talked about how you would use to cook with them, like whether it's a toothpick, a drop, but the conversion. And so I thought I would share that with you. I found that on Pinterest. You know, I'm always on Pinterest, but this is Young Living's conversion chart. Can you guys see the whole thing? Does it show it for you? Okay, is it scrolling down now?
Yep, we're just watching
Okay.
you scroll it, yeah.
Okay, so there's your conversion. Some of them are hot oils, you know, and when you think about the oregano, thyme, rosemary, the flavors are a little bit more intense. So it'll give you the conversion, 1 or 2 drops, you know, equaling a half a teaspoon. That just goes to show you the intensity of the flavor in those. All right. All right, if you need me to email it to you, I can do that too for it. All right, so I have made a video and I cannot share the video, it won't download. But let me explain something to you. I thought I was about as prepared as I could possibly be. And
Yeah.
then,
Rochelle, I can share that one video if you want.
yeah, but the second one is hilarious. So yeah, Chris is gonna show you the first one.
Okay, you can tell them about the second one if you want. I'm gonna, I'll send it over. Or do you want to wait for me?
No, go ahead, show it, show it.
No, I gotta do something first.
Okay, all right. So, so here is, let's see. So for me, this is me. If you guys really know me, I'm not super great in the kitchen, right? But there are some things that I know how to do. I can make some coffee. I can do appetizers. That's my life. That's what I do, right? In our house, I always say, ain't nobody cooking on the weekend. It's single girl Saturday. So this is how I was going to do it. So one of the recipes I have is for guacamole and pico de gallo. So here's the first one, pico de gallo. So I'll put that up on the screen share for you. It comes up for me. And can you guys see that?
Yes. Yes.
I want to save some time, and only time to do is I go to my Mexican grocery store and I have the pico de gallo. And now I'm going to do what I call semi-homemade. So I open up my little pint, pop it inside the jar. Wow, look at that, Rochelle. You're just so gifted. Yes, yes, I am. And then I have my handy dandy little fork. The recipe calls for, as you can see, tomatoes, onions, red onions, cilantro, all of that is in here along with jalapeno, which is not listed, but you can. Now, what I will tell you for me, I have a lot of the Vitality oil, but I don't have them in the white label. Young Living makes the ones that come in the Vitality solid color, they also come in the Vitality in the white label. The only difference between the two, this is just an example, so this isn't here, right? The only difference between the two is what's in the bottle. We signify the white label as Vitality, which means you can ingest it internally. And the only difference is what's inside the bottle. So if I had a white colored lime bottle, right? The only difference would be the label, not what's inside the bottle. I say that because I don't have it in the white Vitality line, right? So the recipe calls for 2 to 3 drops of lime. And that's what I'm going to add. And that's going to make it, can you guys see that? My own. All right. So then I add my 2 drops of the lime, give it a nice little stir, and then you can serve it up. And people are going to be, wow, Rochelle, you are just, look at you. It's amazing. And it actually brightens up not just the vegetables, but the aroma. So it's way brighter. And so I have a taster back here, and she can taste, and she can, all right. So that is the pico de gallo, all right? Here you go, ma'am. Why don't you try these? It's just like a cooking show, isn't it? All right. Okay, so that's the pico de gallo. Coming up next, and that's just the lime Vitality, right? Then you also, what do you think about that, man? Okay, moving on now. Coming up next is, again, something else I found on Young Living's Pinterest site, which is guacamole. The same concept. I'm gonna laugh and I'm just gonna tell you, ain't nobody got time for that. I'm not gonna sit in the house and be trying to make up. I do, guacamole is one of my favorites, so I will make it. But I will, what I'll do is take the guacamole, take out what I need, and then
So Rochelle, maybe you could explain why you're taking it out of the plastic, because I never explained that.
right. So Young Living, the oils in their pure state, which is what they are, it's not medical grade plastic. Type of medical grade is what can go in your body. It will eat the plastic. So what you need to do is make sure that you put it in something that's glass or ceramic. Never add the oils to the plastic. If you do, especially in the case, let's say this glass was plastic and you had water. Oh, I just want to add some lemon to my water. And you add the water, you'll see the rim start. So use glass, use metal. Just don't use plastic unless it's medical grade plastic. All right, so the guacamole recipe, let me pull that up for you guys. I saw that it didn't actually pop up. It's called Holy Guacamole. What? Come on, be cooperative, please. Here we go. All right, so let me pull that over for you. Hello, there we go. Can you guys see that? Let me make that in. There we go. So it's, the recipe calls to add citrus fresh. So it's, the drops are, I believe it's 1 to 2 drops. Let me add my notes. Hold on. Because I actually wrote down, I kicked it old school and I wrote them down. It's 2 drops of citrus. I'm only going to add 1. I actually have the citrus fresh in the Vitality line. Okay. So I'm going to use that and I'm just going to add 1 drop. And okay, see, so 2 came out. It's always really quick. It's not going to kill you, but you'll notice it. Give it a nice little swirl. The one thing I will tell you, a lot of times what I like to do, not so much when you're eating it, like food, when you're drinking it. When I'm drinking oils, I like to add the oil to the glass and then add the liquid. And it gets it to emulsify and blend. So you're just not drinking a giant drop of the essential oil. So this is the guacamole. And then I have my handy dandy assistant. If she comes again, here you go, ma'am. Oh, thank you. Here's some chips here for you. Okay, so there's the Holy Guacamole. And she, yeah. Give it a taste. What do you think, ma'am? Okay. Okay, so again, that's not even the lime. In this case, it was the citrus fresh. It is good for cleansing. Oh, sorry, Danielle. I think I added lemon to that. My bad. I have my glasses on. I don't even know. Okay, very good. You know, I'm on a roll. So here's the thing. So Chris couldn't download the video. So I made another drink for you guys. It was a mocktail.
I've
No,
got, you want me to show it? But we did not see your guacamole recipe.
oh, it's not there?
Nope.
Oh, wait, here we go. Let me share that. Is it popping up?
Yep. Now we got it.
All right. So this one's really not extended. Sometimes Pinterest will do that where it'll show the picture, but not necessarily the entire recipe. And that's why a lot of times I like to do what's called semi-homemade. I'll take it and I'll go and grab my favorite, and then I'll embellish it with the essential oils. So there's that. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing now.
All right. You want me to show your, I think I can
Yes,
show your, see
please. Okay,
if I can get it here.
then I'll explain part 2.
Here we go. This is Rochelle cooking. Everybody ready? Here it comes.
I got it stirred. Here we go. Okay, I want to get in trouble. Okay, let's see. I like that. That's refreshing, tasty. I can see where it'd be sweeter if you added ginger ale. Okay, back to you.
Okay, so that's the one I really wanted you to see. So I had the recipe, I made it. I made it with Perrier with sparkling water, right? And I had the cute little spear ice that goes in the cute glass, 2 ounces of Ningxia, a drop or 2 of the lime, stir, stir, stir. And then I couldn't get it to mix. So Danielle runs and she grabs me a stir. I stir it up, part 2, and I spill it all over me, all over the floor. And that's when you see, I said, well, I tried to pretend like I was on, like a news correspondent. Back to you, Chris. It was just a disaster.
You are so funny.
So that, but again, no alcohol. That's just a mocktail. That's all that was. But it is one of my favorite things to do. I like to do the add lime, and I do have. I'll shoot it back to Chris, but I do have what's called a Cape Cod cocktail, and I can make that for you. And that does have some alcohol that goes in it. So see back there. So back to you, Chris.
Okay, thank you. So just a few other things I wanted to add. When you have your vitality oils, now I'm dropping things. When you have your vitality oils and you're adding them to something you're baking, what you want to think about is putting it in when you put the oil in. So that way it's going to mix really well if you're mixing it before you bake something. So here's just a rough, if you just don't know what to do, a teaspoon of dried herbs is about 1 drop. So that just gives you a rough idea. Rochelle had that beautiful list of how to change things out, but just basically 1 teaspoon of dried herbs would be 1 drop of the vitality oils. So you know that it's going to be cost effective if you use your vitality. Let me just give you some other ideas of the herbs that Young Living has. I'll go ahead and show you here. For your tea, we have bergamot. For your Asian cooking, we have lemongrass. Rochelle was telling you all about the lime. This also is my favorite of all. Lime and lemon. I do lemon in the morning in my water too. Oregano, we've talked about. Basil is another one. These are just the ones I have hanging around, and I don't even have them all. Marjoram is another one. Spearmint is another one. And here we have nutmeg, clove, ginger. And actually somewhere else I have my cilantro. So, and cumin is another one that they have. So most any herb in a recipe that you're thinking about getting, you can replace it with a vitality oil that you're always going to have. You don't have to run out to the store and get it to make your recipe just so. And like Danielle told you before, it's a full body taste that you get. Some of the dried herbs are old. Even when you buy them at the store, or maybe they've been sitting around your house, you don't get that full taste like you do from the oils. So that's another benefit of cooking with the vitality oils. Remember, there's 90 drops in each of these. So you're going to have these for years and years and years. And here's another idea that someone else told me about, which I didn't really think about, that the time that you're going to take going out to buy something, finding it in the fridge, chopping it up, putting it in, it's so fast. So really the vitality oils are a fast way to cook. And like we said before, they don't go bad. So this is basically the information that we had for you guys. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. If you're watching this on Facebook, we're going to put a link out there so you can get some of these oils, but we're going to say goodbye to everybody on Facebook. Bye-bye.